So, lesson 41, we're reviewing unit multipliers, how to change from one kind of unit to another. So we also review some of the units of what kinds of units are equal to others. So hopefully you guys know all three of these, or at least the first two. Do you know how many inches and how many feet are equivalent to each other? Raise your hand if you can tell me for that one. Addie? So we know that 12 inches is the same as 1 foot. What about feet and yards? Do we know that one, Bella? And 3 feet and 1 yard are the same. And what about miles and feet? Anu? 5280 feet in 1 mile, and I think we have a little bit of an advantage living in the Denver area, Mile High City. We hear 5280 more than maybe in other places like in Arkansas. When I was growing up, we didn't talk about it very often. So what we do with unit multipliers, just like in that homework problem where we had the same thing over the same thing equal 1, that's all that we're doing with unit multipliers. We can do things like 12 inches over 1 foot, same thing over same thing, that is 1. Or I can do 1 mile over 5280 feet. Those are the same distances, so same thing over same thing is equal to 1. So when we use a unit multiplier, we're multiplying what we started with times 1, so we aren't changing the problem. It's still the same problem that we're trying to solve. So going into an example here, if we want to change 840 inches to feet, we start out writing down the 840 along with its units, 840 inches. We want to get rid of inches, so we need to put inches in the denominator so that we can cancel inches when we're done. We cancel units just like we cancel factors. And so then we want that to be feet. And how many feet and inches did you tell me were the same as each other? Alex?
12 inches is 1 foot.
So 12 inches is 1 foot. So that means that the inches will cancel. And so then we write this cleanly. This is a required step that you need to take the 840 times the 1. The 1 part is really optional. Over the 12. And that is going to be feet. Okay, calculator. Control divided by, so that you get that fraction template. Put the 840 or the 840 times 1 in the numerator, 12 in the denominator, hit enter, and raise your hand when you're able to tell me what we get on that one. What do we end up getting on that, Alexander? So everybody getting 70? And then we label that with feet. Yes, ma'am.
Where we don't have to add the 84 times 1
With the things crossed out? No. I want you to clean it up. You don't have to have this 1 here, but I don't want to have the things crossed out in there because I want to be able to see this is what you realized you needed to enter on the calculator. You're writing down for me, how do you enter it on the calculator? That's what I'm calling the clean multiplier form. I want to see what numbers are you left with that you're going to multiply. And then you put it in the calculator and write down that value with units. Jonas?
So say we do the cross multiplication and get 12x equals 840, do we have to show them divided by 12 minus 12?
12x equals 800. Don't do it that way. Do it this way where you just got the template. Don't say that that equals x, and then you've got to deal with that cross product, because then you've got to go right back to 840 divided by 12. You always, no matter what kind of problem, you write down, here's how I typed it in the calculator. You did not type in the calculator 12x equals 840. You typed into the calculator 840 divided by 12. And that's, so you're always, no matter what kind of problem, telling you, this is exactly what I typed into the calculator. because that helps me know what kind of mistake you had if you didn't get it right. Okay, this time we're going to end up with 2 unit multipliers. We need to take the 90 square feet, and we need to change that to square inches. When you have square units, we are going to think of that as feet times feet as we do these problems. We don't really write it out necessarily like that, but that's how we are going to think about it. So I want to change it to inches. So I know I'm going to need to get rid of those square feet. Well, I don't have a multiplier for square feet. I have one for regular ones. So I can say 1 foot is 12 inches. If I cancel my units right now, I have enough to cancel feet, but not feet squared, not feet times feet. I have enough to cancel one of them. So I need another multiplier with feet in the denominator. It's going to be the same as what I had before. Then the feet times feet will cancel with both of these, and I will be left for my calculator 90 times 12 times 12. I can write that like this, and my units will be inches squared. So I need you to type that in on your calculator and tell me what you get. Do you have a question?
Yeah. So when we write 12 inches over 1 foot, can you just put that in parentheses and make it square?
Yes and no. If you do it, and let's go ahead and get this answer, and then I'll model the other way that you can write that. The reason that I'm saying yes and no is you have to do a little trick to be really careful and to make sure you don't make a mistake when you do that. And I'll model it that way after we get this answer. How many have punched that in on your calculator already? JC, what you got?
I got 12,900.
And then we label our units inches squared. So everybody good with that one? Now, what Anu was asking, if we take the 90 square feet and say, oh, my multiplier is 12 inches over a foot. Oh, you know what? That's not enough. That's only going to give me feet to cancel once. I need to square that. If you do that, here's what I recommend you show on your work. Say that that means the 12 is squared, the inches are squared, the feet are squared. And move those exponents in all 3 places on that so you're less likely to make a mistake. Then you can cancel the feet squared, and you see, oh, I've got the 90 times the 12 squared and the inches squared. But if you just leave it out there, I see a whole lot of just 90 times 12s when we enter it on the calculator. So that's the reason for my yes and no, which really means yes, but do what you need to be careful and make sure you get it right. Fair enough? Okay, wow. A bunch of multipliers with this one. 6 of them this time around. We're going to take 30 cubic miles. So 30 miles cubed. And we need to convert that, oh, not to feet, but to inches. I don't have a multiplier for miles and inches. I only have one for miles and feet. So I'm going to use that first. So I want to get rid of the miles, so I have to go in the denominator. And all I know for miles is 1 mile is 5280 feet. Now let's do it that new way that I was talking about with showing the exponents. I need miles cubed, so I could do that multiplier 3 times. That really means the miles are cubed, the 1 is cubed, although that doesn't make any difference. The 5280 is cubed, and the feet are cubed, and that will get rid of my cubic miles, and now I have cubic feet. So now I need to change the feet to inches. They are in the numerator, so I need them in the denominator, so let's cancel. 12 inches in 1 foot. That will cancel feet. but I need to cancel it 3 times, so I need to use that multiplier 3 times, which means I have the 12 cubed, the inches cubed, the 1 cubed, and the feet cubed. Now, my feet cubed over here cancel with these feet cubed. Now I'm going to write the clean multiplier form to say this is what I'm typing in my calculator. 30 that does not have an exponent on it. 5280, that is cubed. And 12 cubed. And I don't need to write 1 cubed and 1 cubed in the denominator because I know they're 1. And all of my units are crossed through except for inches cubed. So you guys are putting that in your calculators and getting a pretty ginormous number. Wyatt, what do you have?
I'm not even going to try to say it the right way, just say the numbers.
Well, okay, read it slowly.
7, 6, 3, 0. 7, 4, 1, 8, 2, 1, 6, 8, 0, 0, 0, 0.
Thumbs up? Others get that? Now we fix it. 1, 2, 3 and a comma. 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 And let's see, thousands, millions, billions, what, quadrillions? So 7 quadrillion, 630 trillion, 741 billion, 831 million, 680,000. We think, I'm in.
Give this to me in scientific notation.
So 7.631 times 10 to the 15th. Depending on your settings, you may have seen that. I would accept either, and it's inches cubed either way. Okay with that?